Hello everyone and welcome to this guide for the Ballora Gallery in FNAF Help Wanted 2. And if you have any questions about this minigame, comment below and I will answer them. Now, the first thing I want to say is that if you load into this game and all you see is static, that means that the game has improperly placed you beneath the floor. This can happen sometimes because unlike the other games that happen with you standing up, this one has you crawling on the floor as Ballora is hunting you down. The first thing you should try is recentering yourself within the game, and if that doesn't work, then just restart the minigame. Most of the time, restarting the minigame will get you properly loaded into the Ballora Gallery. Now, if you load in and you feel like you're a little bit too tall, you can always use the height adjustment to make yourself the proper height, because in this game, you will be crawling on the floor as Ballora is looking for you. Now that we got the game to start, what do you do? Well, first you want to start crawling forwards, which you can do by placing your hands on the floor and just do a slight grip on the controller and move yourself forward, just normal crawling on the floor. However, as soon as you hear Ballora's music, you must stop immediately, because if you move even a little bit, she will hear you and start to come in your direction. Now, something I found helpful was to put my hands straight up, just in case, because sometimes if you accidentally touch the floor, you can make a noise. Whenever I hear that music, hands are straight up in the air. Now, the hardest part about this game will be the Minireenas, and I'll explain how they work so you can know how to counter them. So as you're crawling through the area, you'll occasionally see some glowing eyes, and those eyes will slowly move towards you, revealing the Minireenas. If you ever hear these Minireenas giggle, and they just constantly giggle non-stop, then that means they are revealing your location to Ballora. Or more accurately, they're actually telling Ballora their location so she can go to them to maybe find you. But what triggers the Minireenas giggle? Well, they will only giggle if you get too close to them or if you throw them. To prevent them from getting too close, I recommend backing up as soon as you see their eyes, and also make sure to leave one full square of tile in front of you. Then wait for Ballora to play her music and start hunting. This extra square in front of you will make sure that as the Minireenas approach you, they will not get close enough to start giggling and reveal your location. If they do get too close and start giggling, what you will have to do is throw that Minirena ASAP away from you to hopefully lure Ballora away from your location instead of to you. I'm showing you a clip now where this happened to me. I saw Ballora was moving in front of me, so I kind of had some more information here and knew that I could throw the laughing Minirena to my left, and then Ballora, I could watch her move from in front of me towards where that Minirena was thrown. So the key thing here is throwing the Minirena as soon as it started giggling, and then standing still and not triggering the other Minirena that was next to me. Now in this example, I knew where Ballora was, and so I had a bit more information. Throwing the Minirenas is always tricky if you don't know where Ballora is at the time when they start giggling. So your best bet is just to throw it left and right and hope that Ballora does not find you. It will always be a bit of a gamble if the Minirena starts giggling while Ballora is already hunting, because you have to throw it right away and you don't know exactly where she is all the time. Now, I played around with this strategy a bit more by triggering Giggles on purpose during Ballora's hunt, and found that if you throw the Minirena away from you fast enough, Ballora can very nearly miss you while going towards that arena. But if you see that Ballora is 100% gonna travel right over you, then what you can do is try to move away with only one hand. This is still incredibly risky because as you're moving, Ballora could hear you and just immediately change direction. But if she doesn't hear you, and this is your only chance at survival, and it works, then you can continue on with the game. If you want to play it safe, then by far the best way to deal with the Minireenas is to avoid triggering their giggles entirely. You can do this by waiting for the Minireenas to approach you and waiting for Ballora's music to end. Once they are dancing in place, you can move around the Minireenas and continue forwards. Just make sure to always leave one square space in between you and the Minireenas to ensure that they do not get close enough to start giggling. If you get too close to them while trying to avoid them and they start giggling, in most cases it will immediately trigger Ballora to hunt. So at that point, your best case to live is to throw the Minirena ASAP away from you to lure Ballora over there instead of where you are. Now, if you find that moving around the Minireenas is taking too long or is just not what you want to do, then another great strategy is to just throw the Minireenas and deal with Ballora's hunts. Just make sure to always throw them to the far left or far right of you, or you can even do it like to the front right or front left, but try not to throw them directly behind you, because what can happen is sometimes after throwing them, they'll giggle relentlessly, causing Ballora to continuously go towards that Minireena. And if you threw it directly behind you, that can cause Ballora to go right through you as she is going to that Minireena. So if you do throw it behind you, then try to reposition by going more to your left or more towards the right. That way Ballora is less likely to go right over you as she heads to the Minireena. In the example I'm showing now, I kind of threw the doll behind me and then moved over to the left. So I can show you what it looks like when you throw Minireenas behind you. Something else to be aware of is if you're going more towards the left or right of the area, be very careful not to go too far to the left or right. If you do, you will see these glowing purple eyes and some creepy animatronics talking to you. Those are the Bibby Babs, and if you go too far to the left or right, they will kill you. So make sure to always try to reposition towards the center, just so you don't get too off track and accidentally die. Another tip for you guys is that there will be fake Minireena Giggles, where you will just hear them giggling and giggling, but none of them are around. This is just to make you panic. Just stay calm, look around. If you don't see any, then they are not near you, and you can keep moving forwards, or stand still if Ballora is hunting. Now, when you get close to the exit, you might be tempted to just crawl for it. However, that is incredibly risky because, let me tell you, Ballora is really fast. So, the safest way is just to wait for her to stop playing the music and then make it to the exit. Now, let me show you how I defeated this level so you can watch my process and use it for reference. If you have any questions, please comment below and I will help you out.
Is someone there? I can hear someone creeping through my room. Perhaps not. I can hear someone creeping through my room. I can hear someone creeping through my room. Perhaps not. I can hear someone creeping through my room. Perhaps not. I can hear someone creeping through my room. Perhaps not.
Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more guides.